And 8:15 on Thursday means it's time we check in with Tim Wood, the plan advisor for Medicare, Life, and Safe Money Retirement Made Easy. Good morning, Tim.
Good morning, Carl. Good morning, Jules.
Good morning.
Glad you could join us, as always, here on a Thursday morning. Tim cabled off this week. Jules ably sitting in, and we're glad to have her on board here, too. So, Tim, there are so many things. Of course, beginning next week, I imagine you're going to want to focus a great deal on the changes during the enrollment period for Medicare. So I know that's very much a large part of your business, an important thing you want to talk about, too. We did get a call from Connie, who lives in Bluff City. Not a call, I'm sorry, an email. She said, I've had a Medicare Advantage plan for years, but I've heard there are some new benefits coming down next year. Do I need to do anything, she asked, to get these new benefits, or will I just automatically get them? It's a good question.
That is a good question. And, Connie, unfortunately, without knowing your exact situation, I can't give you a straight answer on that question. There are a bunch of new plans and all kinds of changes. And, yes, Carl, basically starting this time next week, starting the 15th, is when people can make changes to their Medicare Advantage or prescription drug plans. The actual time to make changes is October 15th. Through December the 7th. If you haven't made a change by December the 7th, then you're automatically going to be in the same plan you're in this year. Now, to address Connie's question, unfortunately, without knowing exactly what you're in now, I can't tell you if you're going to be automatically, if you want to call it upgraded, to the plans for 2021. That is why it's very important, Connie and everyone else, if you've got an agent that you've been working with for years and and you've got a personal relationship with, it is time to get in touch with them. Like every year, but especially this year. And just real quick, just to give you a brief overview, and yes, starting next week we'll get really deep into the changes, but just a brief overview. Some of the big changes that have come about this year. Number one is a nationwide network. And what I mean by that is one of the biggest drawbacks to Medicare Advantage for years has been the fact that you had to stay local to get all of your treatment. I mean, a couple of years ago, you couldn't even go to Vanderbilt or anywhere. I mean, you literally had to stay right here just in the Northeast Tennessee area. Well, that's changed. A couple of years ago, it changed to where you could go statewide, and now it's changed for Humana and United Healthcare to where their HMO, their Medicare Advantage HMO networks are now nationwide networks. So if you got something terrible and you needed to go to Dallas or Denver or wherever to get treatment, well, you would just need to make sure that those places you were going to were in their network, and then you would give a quick call, or it's just a quick form you'd fill out for them. And essentially then that provider in Dallas or Denver or wherever would be in your network just like they were right here in Johnson City. So that's one of the big changes.
I can see the advantage to the consumers for that as well, too. This has been kind of, when we consider making changes or first-time application for Medicare supplements or Medicare Advantage plans, it's a daunting process, Tim. That's I guess, why you're here, to let folks know that you can help with that, but it's scary.
It is. Well, and it is. Yeah, just to finish that out, yeah, it is. It's crazy. I mean, even when you're in the industry, anything that has any ties to the government has got so much red tape, and it's just, it's a lot. It is. Even for someone on our end, that has gone through certification for every company and just about every training that there is and has done this for a long time, it's still a lot. So yes, sir, that's absolutely the fact that having someone out there, and that's why I said if you've got someone you worked with for years and you trust, they can get you into these plans. A couple of the other real quick changes for veterans: there is going to be a USAA plan starting in 2021 that's never existed before. So it's really great for veterans, basically as a Medicare Advantage. I don't want to say add-on to the VA, but you've got your VA benefits, but there's holes in the VA, and there's times you can't go to the VA, and some people just want more choices to go to a regular doctor, not a VA doctor. These plans are fantastic. There's also another change is the maximum out of pocket, and that's a really big thing that a lot of people don't think about. But basically, if something really traumatic were to happen, there's a maximum out of pocket, which obviously is exactly what it sounds like. Well, some of those actually have been reduced for 21 by almost as much as 50%.
Wow.
Yeah, in one case it goes from, and almost 50%, let's just say.
Okay.
So there's some major changes, and whether Connie's plan is going to automatically change to that, it depends on who she's with. That's why I'm saying you need to get with someone and look at your specific situation every single year, but especially this year because of all the changes. And then lastly, another really big change is one company called WellCare. They've been in our market for years, and they're nationwide. They're a huge, great company. They've been in our market for years, but the problem was they were not contracted with Ballad Health. So it didn't make them very relevant because obviously Ballad Health is, by far the biggest provider in the area. Well, starting in 21, they are now contracted with Ballad Health. So now there's another major nationwide player that is immediately relevant in our market, and depending on your specific situation and what medications you take, that may instantly jump to the front of the list as far as what's best for you. So to wrap this up, Connie, I'd be happy to talk to you. Just give us a call, 423-262-7919. We need to look at exactly where you are now, what you've got now, and, I can let you know whether you stay where you are, you're good to go, or these other plans are going to give you a lot more benefit and in some cases for less money.
Thinking out loud right now with Tim Wood, the plan advisor, Medicare Life and Safe Money Retirement Made Easy.
And Tim, we've got another question. We're switching kind of from healthcare to the economy, which is really, those are some big things on people's minds right now. And we got an email in from Ray from Chucky, and he asked, if I wanted to move my retirement out of my 401k into something with less risk, what are my options? I think that's a good question.
Ooh, that is a good question. Yeah, I've been getting that question, or a form of that question, a lot. Well, there are several options. First of all, if you're concerned about a market crash, everyone needs to know in your account, you could call whoever has your account right now and tell them to convert your assets to cash and hold them. So if you're concerned that the market's about to crash, you can have your whoever your broker is convert your assets to cash immediately and hold it. And then if the market crashes, it doesn't matter because your money is out of the market. So that's number one. You could do that instantly. But then what are you going to do with those funds? I mean, if you put them in a CD, as we know, the CD rates are, inflation is higher than the CD rates right now, so it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. I mean, CDs are pretty much just like putting your money in savings at this point. I mean, you're saving your money, but with the inflation rate, and then, we just talked last week about, the debt just passed $27 trillion with a T for the first time ever on October the 1st. So there's going to be some sort of a comeuppance for that. There has to be. That we can't just keep printing money and it just that everything be great. That's just not the way the economy works. So then what do you do with that money to get it out of the 401k? To answer your question, the safest and best product that I am aware of, and that is the thing that I think is getting ready to really make a difference in a lot of people's lives, is something called a fixed indexed annuity. I've got all kinds of information on my website, all kinds of downloadable information on my website on these products. Essentially what these products do, it's what you've heard me talk about before. We can take that money, we can transfer it directly into one of these fixed indexed annuity products, and these products essentially allow you to get a portion of the market gains when the market goes up, but none of the losses when the market goes down. There's a reporting period. It's typically either 12, 18, or 24 months. Let's just say 12 months. So it would look at, if you put the money in today, it would look at where the market is today, whatever index that we choose to put you in, look at where it is today, and then 12 months from today it'd look again. If it's down at all, you lose nothing. You stay right where you are. If it's up, you get a percentage of those gains. And then it does that every 12 months. So the cool thing about these products is, just to make it easy, let's use round numbers. Let's say you had $100,000 in there, and let's just, once again, to make it easy, say the market went down half. Well, obviously, if you just had it in your 401k, your 100,000 retirement just went to 50,000. In this product, your 100,000 stays 100,000. It looks in 12 months, and the market's down half. Your 100,000 stays where it is, but then you don't have to wait for the market to get back to where it was before you start making gains. You then can make gains from where it was because it just looks every 12 months. It doesn't care where it was before. So it would look in 12 months and maybe down to, to 50,000 on that index, but then you're going to get the growth once that goes back up to where you were. So I've got a chart I could email anyone if they want it that shows actually if someone put 100,000 in 1990, the difference in the S&P 500 and one of these products. And you'll see because the S&P is up and down, as you can imagine. You can see in your mind what the chart would be. Well, these products never go down. They're either straight horizontal or they're up every single time. Every single year, they're either straight horizontal or they're up. So they're actually outperforming, for the most part, the S&P. So that would be where I would recommend you going to. And these products can be set where you get a lifetime income. There can be there's just all kinds of benefits that we can set and all kinds of ways we can set this to where there's an income for you and your wife, or death benefits or long-term care benefits we can tie into these things. There's just all kinds of things we can tweak them to where they fit your exact situation. And they're really great, and they're with great companies that have been around over 100 years and A++ rated and all that stuff. So they're very safe, and they're a great way to never have to worry about losing sleep because of the market.
Great tips from Tim Wood, the plan advisor, offering Medicare, life, and safe money retirement made easy. Once again, Tim, contact information.
Contact information, 423-262-7919, or our website, which is just theplanadvisor.com. We've got all kinds of information on there about all the products we've discussed. You can contact us from right there. We've got live chat. If you've got a quick question, put it in there. We can answer it real quick, and you can get back to your day. You can set an appointment right from the website. So it's a really great resource, or for those not online, just give us a call. Once again, it's 423-262-7919 or theplanadvisor.com.
Great information, Tim. Take care, and we'll talk to you next week.
Look forward to it.